Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we examine news from our city and our country and our state. We examine your comments, your suggestions, your ideas, and try to create nurturing connections among ourselves and connections with our destination, Puerto Vallarta, as a city where we call home. Oh God, I got my intro all jumbled up. What was next? As a community of English-speaking locals. Yes, that's who we are. Let's see. It is a beautiful beginning of spring. It is March 21st. It's Monday. Spring is here. It is a national holiday in Mexico. We get to examine why. And we get to look at all kinds of interesting news today. And we get to walk around Marina Vallarta. We did this on Saturday when and said hello to our dear friend Kelly Casey of the Living Room Bookstore. But before we do that, let me welcome each and every one of you. Let me welcome our friends from YouTube that get to watch this broadcast later on today. And let me, as always, encourage everyone to let us know if you are new by writing the word new in your comment. And that way we'll give you a proper welcome. If there's something truly important that you wish to share, it helps a great deal if you add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. That way we'll be looking for them and we'll be showcasing them in the second half of the broadcast. Today we have news from Mexico City. We have local news. We have all kinds of wonderful goodies to share, including a walk around tour that I couldn't do. I wanted to go into this crazy, kooky, wonderful shop, and they wouldn't let me film, which is really sad because I was looking forward to showing it to you. What shop is that? Well, we get to find out in a little while, but first let's dive into the news. It was slightly delayed, but Aeromexico's Flight 890 was the first commercial flight to take off from the new Felipe Ángeles Airport in Mexico City, bound for Villahermosa in the state of Tabasco. The first commercial flight to land at the new airport was originating in Guadalajara and scheduled to land at 9:30 in the morning. Mexico President Andrés Manuel López Obrador offered his morning press conference from the airport, which of course, as we know, has received a lot of criticism for the amount of time it takes to get from the airport to the city. But this is one of the landmark projects for our president during his period running the country. An unusual amount of dead large-head hair-tailed fish, known locally as cintilla or ribbon fish, was found and picked up from Los Muertos Beach yesterday by ecology authorities. The unusual phenomenon was attributed to red tide, which happens, as I understand, when higher than normal amounts of algae algae, green stuff, soil and green stuff, depletes the water from oxygen. So the algae blooms and it depletes the water from oxygen, and the fish die, which is really unfortunate. They don't smell very good when this happens. So authorities went very quickly to the beach to remove them. And we go from one dead fish to another. Puerto Vallarta Mayor Luis Michel assured that if there are other people in the city's payroll with questionable arrangements, such as the one former union leader Gilberto Lorenzo had, they will be eliminated, identified and eliminated. And in case you don't recognize this building, this is the UMA, or Municipal Administration Unit, Unidad Municipal Administrativa building, located in Colonia Los Portales. And as locals, sooner or later, we will all have to conduct some kind of business there, whether we want to or not. I've added it to our landmark map. This is the map that we maintain here at Coffee and Headlines, with references to places that we mention on a regular basis. And this is one of the several maps that we have created for your own benefit. Moving right along, here is Checo Perez, the Formula One racing car pilot that was recently designated as a promotional ambassador for the state of Jalisco for a whopping amount of pesitos. But he is not the news today. The news is his father, who has intentions of running for president of Mexico for the Morena party in 2024. And we didn't even know that he was a politician. His father's name is Antonio Perez Garibay, and he is a deputy for the state of Guerrero. Our own governor, Enrique Alfaro, has been rumored to share similar intentions, but Alfaro has denied this fact as far as I know. And speaking of presidents, today is March 21st. It's a federal holiday that commemorates the birth of Benito Juarez. He was born in 1806. Juarez was the first president of Mexico of indigenous origin. He was born in Oaxaca to a poor rural family and orphaned when he was young. He enrolled in a seminary school and subsequently studied law, becoming a judge in his 30s and rising to national prominence as part of our country's liberal reform. And the liberal reform of the 1850s was a big deal, with individual laws established that abolished special privileges of the Catholic Church, the army, and the massive sales of land held by corporations, among others. Suffice to say that the reform was the crucible in which modern Mexico was formed, as it left its mark on every aspect of Mexican life. As president of Mexico, Benito Juarez came to be seen as our country's preeminent symbol of Mexican nationalism and resistance to foreign intervention. Like many other liberals, he looked to the United States as a model for Mexican development, whereas conservatives favored Europe as a model. Juarez is the only individual in our country to be honored with a national and patriotic holiday on his birthday. He is most remembered for his dedication to democracy, equal rights to our nation's indigenous peoples, decreasing the power of organized religion, especially the Catholic Church, and for defending national sovereignty. His furniture and personal effects are kept in a small museum within Mexico City's National Palace. And of course, we are grateful for the fact that he gives us one long weekend to stay home, while many tourists travel to cities like ours to enjoy a long weekend. Not me, I'm sticking around. Let us take a quick look at the weather just to see how our week is going to get started. Is there anything more depressing than the blooming flowers and cute baby animals of springtime, says our snarky weather. Always in a good mood our weather is. 25 degrees, feels like 25. Humidity is very low at 28%. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 78 at present time. Our forecast for today says clear day with a high 30 and a low of 16. Tomorrow, Tuesday, another clear day with a high of 31, a low of 15. And on Wednesday, we can expect yet another clear day with a high of 30 and a low of 15. It's chilly still in the early hours of the morning, which I find absolutely wonderful. Let me see, what else do we have? Oh, yes. I shamelessly borrowed. No, that's not what's next. This is what's next. How much money can you save by throwing all your 10 peso coins into a 20-liter water bottle? Apparently, a man found out, and so did we for that matter, when he went viral after, you know, cracking open his water bottle full of coins, uh, which he saved over slightly over 2 years. When he ripped the bottle apart and counted the money, he ended up saving around 100,000 pesos. So there's your incentive. As a habit, in case you haven't thought of this, I always put aside all my 5 and 10 peso coins at the end of the day, keeping only the smaller coins in my pocket and saving the larger ones for that rainy day. And speaking of rainy days, I'm borrowing this photograph from Real Estate VIP Ryan Donner's Facebook page, Facebook wall, showing the advances along the Insurgente Street Bridge. I mean, they are kicking some serious butt, knowing that the governor is going to come back in a matter of a couple of weeks to inaugurate the bridge. It's looking quite massive, doesn't it? Pretty amazing how quickly, you know, when there's budget and there's enough people to do the stuff that they need to do, they certainly do walk around very quickly. And of course, speaking of walking, as I mentioned on Saturday, I had a lovely get together in Marina Vallarta with my former boss and mentor, John Uden, who I always call Jefe or boss. And we had a wonderful conversation. And of course, after we had coffee at Starbucks, I wanted to grab my camera and do a quick walk around the Marina Vallarta neighborhood. And of course, we know that I am a big promoter of my own community here in the neighborhood in the vicinity of Versalles. And I've said it in a couple of times that Marina Vallarta is not for me, but that does not stop me from acknowledging how an amazing and thriving and vibrant community it is. And for those people that enjoy living in Marina Vallarta, it is easy to see why. It really has a little bit of everything for everyone. Let's take a quick look. Hello. So I just finished having coffee here in Marina Vallarta with a friend, and it's been forever since I've walked Marina Vallarta. So we're going to take a look at just to get a sense as to what's here, what has changed, what hasn't changed, and I hope you'll join me. Yes. For better or worse, I don't spend a lot of time here in Marina Vallarta, but it's nice to see that all the shops that are here on Nima Bay continue to be in place. And it's nice to see so much activity, people enjoying the locations and people eating out. Benito's is still here. Benito's is a great restaurant. Yummy. Great sandwiches, great live music at night. And in case you've never seen it, I just want you to see it really quickly. This is Benito's Panicoteca. If you never tried it, buenas tardes. If you've never tried this restaurant, it is definitely highly recommended. But there's all these places that I've never heard about. This one is called La Condesa. So there are changes here. La Cevicheria has been here for some time. Lots of people out, lots of people having a good time. Lots of people wearing face masks. That's what's nice. Some people know. Oops. So many eateries. And of course, it's a perfect day to be out and about. There's a new OXXO here. Who knew? What on earth is a platinum OXXO? Never heard of that. I love it. Cervecería Chapultepec. This sounds familiar to me. I think it was here last time I was here. Not a shortage of places to eat, that's for sure. I feel a little bit of a breeze, so don't hold it against me if the sound quality is not ideal. Every time it's breezy, we tend to have a noisy microphone. And what a splendid day to be walking about. It was just beautiful. Gorgeous day to be out. Ah, deja vu. And of course, these were my old stomping grounds when I was managing editor of Vallarta Lifestyles. The offices are located here in Marina, Vallarta. So I used to spend a lot of time here. It so happens that I just finished having coffee with my friend, Vallarta Lifestyles founder and publisher, John Uden, who of course sold the magazine a few years ago to new owners. I'm grateful that John, who mentored me in many ways, John and I continue to stay in touch whenever he and his wife, Florencia, are visiting the city. And because their condo is located here in Marina Vallarta, this is where we met. And as long as I found myself here, I figured we'd take a look. For anyone that enjoys ocean activities or has a boat, living here or near Marina Vallarta is definitely a place to be. How far will we go today? Well, I couldn't come all the way to Marina Vallarta without saying hello to my dear friend Kelly Casey. Yay! And stopping by her beautiful bookstore so that you can get to know it. So we're going to walk as far as her bookstore, and I'll show you why her bookstore is one of those places that you should check out if you enjoy reading and you spend any time in this neck of the woods. We don't have a lot of bookstores here in Puerto Vallarta, so it is a good thing that we have hers. Javier says, I absolutely love living at Marina, and I can totally see why. And it's along this promenade that the market sets up shop on Thursday evenings, I believe. Really fun outdoor market. Right in front of me, of course, is El Faro. And believe it or not, having worked in this neighborhood for almost 14 years, half a block away, I never went up there, and I still haven't. Maybe one of these days I will. I think it's a bar. And right around the corner from the lighthouse or the faro is Kelly's bookstore. And that is going to be the end of our brief walk around here in Marina Vallarta. Claude says hello. Claude, you've been so busy building. I miss you. Ooh, Kelly's in the house. Good. We're about to enter your bookstore, Kelly. Uh-oh. Wow, there are lots of memories for me in this neighborhood. All kinds of memories. Uh-oh. We're in front of Javier's terrace. And we are here at the Living Room Bookstore and Cafe, which looks beautiful as always. As I mentioned before, this is a great place to, buenas tardes, to come shopping for books, new books, old books. Hi, Poppy.
She wants to come and say hi.
Hello.
How
I didn't
are
call her
you?
Puppy. I called her Puppy.
Where's Kelly?
Kelly just went to Oxo. She's going to be back in a
Oh, my goodness. And you are?
I'm Sophia.
Hi, Sophia. I'm Paco.
Nice to meet you.
I'm friends with Kelly.
Yes, yeah, she told me you were coming.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
She told me to tell you that she's going to be here.
She's going to be here in 5 minutes. Well, while she gets here, let me show you around because this is a beautiful place. When you come to the bookstore, you can chill and enjoy some of this food. And is your children's room still happening?
Yes.
Yes?
I know, it's not in the best condition.
Right now, so you don't want me to go look?
I think it's not that.
Okay, so there's a children's area over there that we're not going to go look for.
Not right now.
Not right now. But it exists. Check out how awesome it is that there's a great selection of books that you can purchase here. Politics, business, biographies, philosophy, and of course, here's a book that I strongly recommend. We've talked about this book before. This is the Puerto Vallarta en mis recuerdos book. This is the Spanish version of Puerto Vallarta in my memories. I am sure that Kelly has the Spanish and the English version of the book. And this, of course, wraps up our little quick and dirty walk around of Marina Vallarta. I wanted you to get a good look at Kelly's bookstore because she opened it, I think, 2 years ago?
Yes, November 2019.
November 2019. She opened it and she's paved her way. She's made it here, and I know that it's been challenging through the pandemic, but it's always great to show you this beautiful space. So that's it. This was our quick and dirty Marina Vallarta update. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope if you find yourselves in this neck of the woods that you will come and visit the bookstore and, of course, everything else that Marina Vallarta has to offer. So this is me signing off. Ciao. And where was Kelly? You're probably wondering, where was Kelly? Well, Kelly was at Oxo, but here she is. Kelly came back to the store, to the bookstore right after just as I was getting ready to leave. And we had a lovely visit. Hi, Kelly. There you are. Kelly looked like she was happy. So I said to her, let me take a photo because you look like you're glowing. And why wouldn't you be? Living Room Bookstore is a great source of community, great source of information, great source of books, obviously. And I see there are some questions about the books, like are they in both languages, says Claude. So I'm hoping that Kelly will chime in and answer some of these questions that are specific to the bookstore. One of the things that I did learn from Kelly, and I think you would want to know this, is that Kelly is the moderator of this Facebook group called Marina Vallarta Life. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? So if you are interested in Marina Vallarta as a community, if you live there, and if you don't know this, Well, Kelly is one of the moderators of this Facebook group where I'm sure you're going to be able to find all kinds of answers to questions you may have about the neighborhood. Just so you know, my intention after this was to go to this amazing store and do a little walk around tour there. And of course, I am talking about Galerías El Triunfo, arguably the best, the worst, the craziest, funniest, oddest, most tacky, most amazing home decor store in our city. If you haven't been there, you truly owe it to yourself to check it out. If you go there high as a kite, I cannot guarantee that you'll ever want to leave the place. It is just crazy. Think about Pier 1 imports in the United States, but just notch up the tacky level by 200. I mean, it is just brilliant. And yet, there are always all kinds of chingaderas that you can walk out of that store with. And of course, I walked in and I introduced myself and I said to the manager, well, can I do this? You know, I have a show and the viewers are going to be curious to see it. And, you know, like a good old Mexican employee, he's like, well, the store is a mess, so you cannot video it. And I kept thinking to myself, well, if the store is a mess, why the fuck do you open it to the public? And then he says, like many stores that are part of a corporation, he said, well, I need to get permission from the corporate offices. Can you come back Tuesday? And with the biggest fuck no smile that I could deliver, I said, unfortunately, no, because I was there on Saturday. So I did not misbehave. I did not whip out my camera. Actually, I did. I took just one photograph that I'm not sharing today, but I will show you what I ended up buying. I did spend a little bit of money, 95 pesitos for this little lantern chingadera, which I am going to obviously make my own by removing the glass container, and I'm going to crochet something around it so that it's more my own thing. So there you go. That is what we did on Saturday. I really wanted to show it to you, but I couldn't. But you should go. You should absolutely go check out the shiny store, as my friend Michal calls it, because it's full of shiny, glittery stuff. Before we dive into your comments, I just want to send a quick reminder. This is the week we're getting together this week on Wednesday at the new Whiskey Kitchen, our first meet and greet, hopefully not our last, but it'll be this Wednesday. I hope to see you there. I hope I'll have the opportunity to meet some of you, and thank you for being such an amazing part of this community you welcome me to on a daily basis. With that said, let us take a quick look at your comments just to see what you're up to. Starting with your usual good mornings, which I am happy to read as always. Ryan is having good morning, time change confusion. Yes, we're going to have our very own time change confusion down here in a week and a half. I forget if it's this coming weekend or the next, but it's right around the corner. Let's see. Enjoyed a lovely dinner at Hacienda de Ángeles last night. Hacienda de Ángeles. Do I know that spot? That doesn't sound familiar, Diane, but I'm glad you had a good dinner. Good for you. Let's see what else we have. I don't see any cues, so I'm going to dig into your comments. Facial recognition. How did you guys end up having conversations about Facebook recognition is a mystery to me. We have a report from Dan. Went to Alquimia Cafe Bistro on Vienna, a block and a half away from us yesterday. That's a block and a half with the intersection with Francisco Villa. Good food, nice people, and a mix of specialty cocktails. I had no idea they had cocktails there. That's good to know. And then I see some of your comments about Marina Vallarta. Pie in the Sky has lovely pastries. This is true. I love their pastries. Let's see. Paula says, stayed there many times, but just can't leave Old Town now. Oh, Paula, I'm wondering if I should throw some friendly shade at you for calling Emiliano Zapata Old Town. I believe I just did, without thinking about it. Old Town. Old Town is called Emiliano Zapata, Paula. But if you want to call it Old Town, I suppose you can. But it's called Emiliano Zapata. Let's see what else we have. A report from Kelly. El Faro Bar is closed. Well, never made it there. But Javier says that the view is great, but the drinks are expensive. That is unfortunate. Patty asks, any gluten-free? I don't know what or where that was, but Patty, usually when you ask those questions to the people that run the places, they are very eager to answer questions like that. Let's see. Claude had asked if the books are in both languages. I was not looking specifically, Claude. I think most of the books that Kelly has are in English, but I could be wrong. Hopefully, she answered your question later on. If not, I'm sure she would have a good answer for you. Let's see what else we have. There's Kelly. Mostly English language books, but we get other languages too. Thank you very much for that. Then your comments about Galerías El Triunfo. Javier says Galerías is fabulous. John says, I've always wanted to go to Galerías El Triunfo. John, just go. You'll find everything and things that you never imagined you would find. I mean, it is just crazy wonderful. I have to go every few months just because, as Diane put it, the store is just overwhelming. I mean, you really need to take the time. And it's 4 stories. 1, 2, 3, 4 stories. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Rod says, that's one of the craziest stores that I've ever been into. It was kind of fun and was an adventure for sure. I tell you. Harold calls it Pier 1 on steroids. I love it. And Sherry liked my lantern. Well, I'll keep you posted, Sherry. Once I crochet a little condom for the glass container, I'll be happy to show you how it turned out. Kate says, the store is an acid trip on your first visit. I totally relate to that because I was not high the first. In fact, I've never been high. But if I went to that store and I was high as a kite, I think I would just laugh my ass off. But the first time that I walked in, I was like, where have I walked into? It really felt like I was stoned. Raymond asks, do we need to RSVP on Wednesday's event? I would suggest you did, only as a courtesy to Gina, our hostess, because she will be preparing food for us and beverages. Remember that the place is not officially open until April 1st, and I'm sure she would appreciate a heads up or at least some ballpark idea. She told me, if it gets really crazy, we can have some stuff delivered from the other restaurant, but it wouldn't hurt if you took the time. It would be very appreciated, and just wrote on the Facebook invite that you will be planning on attend. Let's see. Claude, if you don't join us at Whiskey Kitchen, I will stop talking to you. No, I'm just kidding. No, I really hope you and Lucas can come because I haven't seen you in forever. Pegin clarifies, Hacienda San Angel. That is a beautiful restaurant. Thank you very much. Let's see what else. Oh, I love the shameless plug. Sorry if I'm missing questions. We are getting ready for our psychic fair this afternoon. Very good, very good. Yes, Kelly is one of the few places in town that has these kinds of esoteric events. So just know it. That's yet another incentive to go visit her bookstore. Let's see what else we have. Ooh, a huge cut and paste about Hacienda. the Hacienda restaurant. Thank you very much. That is a huge cut and paste. Love it. Thank you for sharing. Time of meet and greet at Whiskey Kitchen. It's 5 to 7. It is listed on the invite, and you'll have all the details there. And no, Claude, I'm kidding. I will not stop talking to you. Quite the contrary. I'm going to die if I don't get a hug from you sometime in the near future. But we are laundering personal love, and that is not fair to everybody else. This is a good time for us to stop today's broadcast. So grateful, as always, for the time we spent together, and so grateful for your ideas and your suggestions on how to make Coffee and Headlines an even more vibrant experience than it is. Hopefully it is. Have a great beginning of week. I hope to see you tomorrow, and if not, I hope to see you sometime soon. I definitely hope to see you on Wednesday afternoon at Whiskey Kitchen. Have an awesome beginning of the week.